Okay, this is a little function in sheetcam and Mach 3, a tutorial, real quick one to get going. We ought to open our sheetcam TNG, go to our file and we import a drawing. And I'm going to find a drawing here, a pan wedge 2, which is something we built, we used for oil pans when we built extra capacity oil pans. The neat little gusset. Let's hit OK. Brings up an option. Inch. I'm just going to center it on 0, 0 because I'm just going to cut one out real quick. No drawing position, no use points for drilling. Let's leave that unchecked. Just hit OK. Here's our part. Now we want to process this. And to do this, we can go to Operation, Plasma Cut. We can go down here to the little magic wand and click that, and that'll bring up a box. Contour method, outside, offset, layer. I like to pick my layer just in case there's multiple layers, and we'll see what's going to cut. It turns white. Tool 2, 1/8 inch steel, and we'll go 90 inches a minute. We'll probably go maybe 160 inches a minute depending on our amperage, but this is just a test here to show you guys what's going on. So we'll have a little lead in and no lead out. Okay? So let's hit OK. And I see our tool path. It's going clockwise around our part. The best side of your cut is always on the right side of the tool path because of the way the air swirls. And so actually I like this tool path. We're going right around it. If we zoom out, see that there's our lead in and our start. Going around it this way. Okay, if we're happy the way that looks, we don't have to edit it. There's two ways to process this. We can press the green key, or we can go to File, Run Post Processor. We'll do the same thing. I'll hit the green key. It says, you want to save this? Yep, let's save this in our tab files folder. Okay. It gave us some errors. This is what you're going to see if you have a problem. Now, I did not put a post processor in this version. This is just a setup sheetcam. But if you get any red errors, you did something wrong, okay? I have a red error. Typically, this will all be black and you'll have no problem. Just hit OK. And then we'll run over to Mach. Open Mach up. Now, Mach, there's a couple settings you want to look at before you do anything. And one is your THC delay. So if you go to Program Run, MDI, Toolpath Settings, your THC delay is set at 1 second. So if we go back to sheetcam, let's see what our pierce delay was on this tool. Our pierce delay was 0.6 seconds. We don't really need a pierce delay on 1/8 inch. If we're running over 45 amps, but let's say we are, then and it was 0.6 seconds. So if pierce delay is 0.6 seconds, then the Z will wait a little over half a second to pierce. Then we have to add time for the Z to get down to its cut height and get into the material before torch height delay is done. So if the tool pierce is 0.6 of a second, torch height delay might be around a second. Okay, so let's leave that there. Our THC rate, our Z response, let's type in 18 for now for this material. It can go higher depending on if we're doing corrugated or really thin material. Our max minimum corrections, let's not even mess with right now. So let's go back to Program Run. We go to Load G-Code button here, or you can go to File, Load G-Code. You find G-Code and load it up, and then you want to zero your machine and hit Run.